Hi everyone, Michelle Deck here in Branson, Missouri, where we are accelerating your artistry, doing it with excellence and moving us forward toward our goal. I'm excited about our songwriting series and I'm eager to hear some of your comments, things you're learning as we're going along the way. Today we're going to talk about probably one of the songwriter's favorite subjects, and that is rhyme. So many things we could talk about rhyme, and I am just going to touch on some hints, and of course we've already talked about some resources you can use for further study. I want to give you a definition. I want to give you a couple phenomenal lyricists that are world-renowned for their incredible rhyming talents that you can study some of their lyrics, get some ideas, and then we'll share some ideas of how to work rhyme into your songs and some pitfalls to avoid. So first of all, out of Sheila Davis's The Craft of Lyric Writing, this is her definition of what is rhyme. A rhyme, two or more words are said to rhyme when each contains the same final accented vowel and consonant sounds, and a different consonant preceding that vowel, such as shoe and true, or barrel and apparel. The word that sounds first is termed the rhyme agent, and the second pair the rhyme mate. Rhyme, yes, is built on the sounds. The rhymes are pleasant to the ear, but finding creative rhymes, now that's the trick. And there's so many different kinds of rhymes. You'll hear the term about masculine rhymes. Those are usually singular, single syllable words. Female rhymes are usually two-syllable words. You'll hear those terms in studying rhyme. And one of the strongest rhyming tools is to mix parts of speech. You're not just talking about two verbs that rhyme. Mix different types of rhymes. Male with on one line, one syllable word, and female or two syllable rhyme on the other word. Mix those up. There's so many different ways you can rhyme the same thought to make it more creative. One of the most basic tools for a songwriter is to decide on your rhyme scheme. Be consistent. We've talked so much in these little YouTube snippets about consistency. A simple rhyme scheme could be as much as rhyming line 1 and line 3 of your verse. If you have a 4-line verse, rhyme lines 1 and 3, rhyme lines 2 and 4. Or just leave 1 and 3 free, not rhymed, but rhyme 2 and 4. That's another common theme. But be consistent with however you're going to do it. This is a great example. Look up the lyrics to the hymn Amazing Grace. In most hymnals, there are usually 4 verses. Well, when the song was written in the 1700s, they were originally 6 verses, and they're all consistent with their rhyme scheme. But in a hymnal today, most times you'll see the first 3 verses and then another verse that was added later, and I believe it was by a totally different lyricist. Verse 4 does not fit. For instance, let me give you an example. First verse, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. That rhymes 1 and 3 together and rhymes 2 and 4. Very nice, very consistent, and he wrote 6 verses originally to that song, and they're all consistent, 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. However, the 4th verse that appears in most hymnals is, when we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Not consistent. That rhymes 2 and 4, but lines 1 and 3 don't rhyme, and line 3 has an internal rhyme. I like internal rhyme. We use it. We know less days to sing God's praise. That's an internal rhyme within that line. Very nice. But it makes that verse very obvious that it was not written by the same composer as the other 3 verses. It's a wonderful verse. I love it. But it's a good example of inconsistency of rhyme scheme. So whatever rhyme scheme you want to choose, just use it and be consistent with it. That is a tool of a good, strong song. It's important to try to be surprising with your rhymes. Use unpredictable words. All of us have seen songs where you're just hearing it for the first time, lines 1, 2, line 3, and you can guess almost exactly what the word is going to be at the end of the 4th line because of what you're expecting the rhyme to be. That's fine, but you're like telegraphing your message. You want to do something that's completely different and catch their attention. So Find ways to be unpredictable with your rhymes. Mix up the different parts of speech. Add an adjective with a vowel or a verb with a noun. That's one good way to mix that up and be a little different and surprising as well. In talking about different, unusual, unexpected rhymes, find a way that the words will sound when you hear them. They sound inevitable and fit perfectly, but they're new and fresh. One example, one of my favorite lyrics from Mary Dawson is a song that I've recorded and sung often at Christmas time called Christmas Time in Texas. And her lyric is, "It's Christmas time in Texas and the feeling is infectious." That's a brilliant rhyme. You know, Texas and infectious. I mean, any lyricist who would try to rhyme with Texas is a brave soul indeed. And that is a tremendous rhyme. That's one example. Where she came up with that, I would love to hear the story. But just one good example of a very unusual, fresh rhyme that you would not expect. And it makes the song very fun. It's a fun, upbeat, Southern Texas style kind of song. And it makes it very fun when you have a very unexpected line like that. Some other tools with choosing words that can be used with rhyme but can be used by themselves. One is called alliteration, which is simply using initial consonants, making the consonants repetitive and not just the vowel sounds. I have a YouTube video on this channel called Let Me Hear Your Heart, and in the chorus, part of the phrase is weary with work and worry, broken and bruised and buried. The two lines rhyme with the vowel sounds, but I have 3 words internally in those lines with the alliteration that ties them together as well. That's a nice tool to bring interest to your words. It's not technically rhyme, but it can bring a lot of interest and support your rhyme scheme as well. And we talked about internal rhyme, rhyming within your lines. That can be, especially if you have a fun, bouncy song, that can be great. It grabs a lot of attention. But be consistent with it. If you do it in the first verse, keep it consistent with your second verse. Sometimes you can back yourself in a corner by starting with internal rhyme and then you got to keep it up. It can be a challenging thing. But when you do, it makes for a masterful lyric. Again, be consistent with whatever scheme you choose and find a way to keep it fresh. One thing I caution, I pull myself back all the time. Be careful against the temptation of an easy rhyme. So easy to sacrifice, not quite, you have a line and you're rhyming it and the rhyme works and it's not wrong, but it just doesn't really satisfy you. It doesn't take the plot anywhere. It doesn't really say what you're after. Nothing wrong with it. Don't settle for that. If you have to take that line that you're trying to rhyme with, change it up, flip the order, say it a slightly different way, to make it easier to rhyme with if you feel you have to rhyme with that line. In modern music, sometimes people are rhyming just the vowel sounds. I do that sometimes, especially when it's faster, more upbeat music. You're not here, the words are coming faster. They may be probably considered an incomplete or imperfect rhyme, but I hear it a lot in pop music, and I've done it myself, rhyming primarily the vowel sounds. And that's one option as well. And there are even some popular songs that don't have a rhyme at all. These are some examples from Sheila Davis's book. I don't recommend you do this all the time, but if you dive into the history of those songs, you'll find the reasons that the lyricists did it this way. Ira Gershwin's very famous song, I Got Rhythm. You can probably sing the chorus in your head. It doesn't rhyme. I got rhythm, I got music, I got my gal who asked for anything more. There's no rhyme in that. But the verse rhymes, but that particular lyric, but the way it's written, the meter, the cadence, Ira Gershwin explained the writing of that song, and that's what he landed on. The best option to make that song work was he didn't rhyme that chorus at all. Another popular song is called Moonlight in Vermont. You can look that up. There's no rhyme, but the phrase Moonlight in Vermont, or changed slightly versions of that, is in the end phrases of the verse. And it works. It fits. It became a hit song. A beautiful example of some alternatives to rhyme. And then there are times that you're just stuck for a rhyme and can't figure out where to go. I'm going to read a segment from Sheila Davis's book. She's actually quoting 2 phenomenal lyricists and songwriters, how they deal with times that you're just stuck. You can't find something that works to fit what you're trying to say. Stephen Sondheim says he finds it advantageous to make a list of useful rhymes related to the song's topic, sometimes useful phrases, a list of ideas that pop into his head. So you're making notes along the way. You're not writing the lyric, but just some rhymes, some phrases that you think might work. I've done that myself in some form of that. Cole Porter, master of the slick multiple rhyme, very difficult, said, I try to pick for my rhyme words of which there is a long list with the same ending. So he's purposely thinking ahead, looking for songs that have a lot of options to rhyme with. That's good sound advice as well. So rhyme can be a lot of fun. It can be clever. It's fun to explore different ways to rhyme. Your ear is looking for that nice, comforting connection, and your ear connects to that. And it helps make the song memorable. The easiest way to learn a song is to remember which lines rhyme. That's how I learned a song. Okay, this song, I can remember this line, I can easily remember that line because I know where it goes with the rhyme. Make it creative, make it fresh. Find something unique to you that you want to say. Find unique words and unique rhymes to make it happen. Never settle for an easy rhyme and sacrifice the meaning of your song. So keep that in mind, work at it. Songwriting is a craft. It's not just inspiration. It is a craft that you can develop and become better at over time. Keep working. I'd love to hear your comments, and please, again, share it with somebody else that is working on developing their songwriting craft as well. And please look up these resources that we've mentioned, because I know they have a wealth of great things, and I know that will be a benefit to you too. So thanks again for watching, being part of our Michelle Deck family as we accelerate your artistry, and we can't wait to talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.